Stabby back to throw. Steps up. Heaves it deep. Down the middle. Abbrederis is open. Got it. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Stabby to Abbrederis.
Jared Abbrederis. Poof. What a great performer he is. What a great season he's had. 43 grabs and not full health the entire time, by the way. 752 yards. He averages a first down plus 7.5 yards every single time he catches the ball. So let's bring in Jared right now from Madison. Jared, give me a 1 to 100. How healthy are you right now?
I feel really good. I'm ready to go, and obviously last game was able to get out there and participate and have a good game. So I feel good to go, ready for the rest of the season.
I mean, that wasn't really a number. I mean, I gave you a range there, 1 to 100.
I'll be 100. I'll say.
It's a good answer. And we're more than halfway through this season. So how's it felt different for you?
I think obviously having the new coaches, obviously that's a little bit different, but it's been good. I think also just being a senior, it's kind of your last go around, and so everything kind of lies on this season, and you just kind of put everything you got into that. So just been watching a lot of film, getting treatment, making sure my body's right. But I think not really having school as well, because I'm only taking one class, so I get to kind of focus on that kind of stuff, and so that's kind of been the difference, just being a senior, having the leadership, and just really trying to focus on football.
What does Joel Stavy do best?
I think what he does best is he's just kind of in the huddle. He's just a really good leader. He's always calm. If he misses a pass, obviously that'll happen once in a while, but he doesn't get too down on himself. He's always in the moment, and he just stays calm, level-headed. When he makes a good throw, he's excited, but he just knows he's got to do his job, and he gets back and stays kind of on that even level. So I think just his calm demeanor and just the way he kind of leads our huddle and leads our offense.
What does Melvin Gordon do best?
He's a playmaker. All those running backs, make a lot of plays, but when Melvin gets the ball, you kind of, expect to get yards, and not even yards, but a lot of them. So, especially for me when I'm at receiver, I'm trying to get the downfield block to make sure, he takes, if he gets past the first, second level, it's a touchdown. So we're all kind of excited when he gets the ball in his hand. We know it's going to, go the distance if we all do our job.
I've noticed on Twitter you have some back and forths with other Big Ten wide receivers like Kenny Bell and Cody Latimer. What's your relationship like with them?
Well, this year we kind of just talked a little bit, mainly on Twitter, but it's been good. Just kind of trying to rep the Big Ten. We got a lot of good wideouts here, and so it's kind of good to kind of just talk to them and see how they're doing, and it's good to have a positive relationship with them.
So this is a hard question to answer, I know, but give me your best shot. You're a guy who was a walk-on, and now you're one of the elite receivers in the conference, if not the country. How did that happen?
It's crazy to think about, just coming as a walk-on, not even knowing, if I'll play. But I think the biggest thing is just working hard. I think ever since I got here, I put in the work, and so that's something that's just stuck with me ever since, basically my dad implemented that into me, and kind of, that's kind of who I am, just, work hard and let, everything, just come into place. So I think, freshman year, just working hard, trying to, work on my hands, and just keep improving that, and then just working on things that you need to keep improving on to be, at this level. So, that's, releases, getting in and out of breaks, downfield blocking, especially here at Wisconsin with the run game that we have. So just a lot of hard work, dedication, and obviously, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my, relationship with the teammates, kind of the chemistry that we have. So that's great.
From freshman year till now, what has changed the most in your game?
Changed the most, I'd just say my confidence in my route running, and press, when DBs press me, being able to get off the line. Being a quarterback, I didn't really have, many moves to get off the line, so that's something that's really had to improve, and I think especially with, the way our DBs play now, pressed up, I get a lot of work with that in practice, and so just being able to get off the line, get DBs out of position and going to attack the ball.
Give me the best and the worst plays on your last name that you've heard people make.
I mean, I can't even really begin to say, most of them. I've had everything. I mean, everybody around here calls me Abby, so that's kind of just been the normal. I'm kind of used to that. But I mean, there's been Abracadabra, Abadabadoo. I mean, there's been some funny names that you think of, but there's been quite a few.
I like Abadabadoo. I might steal that one. Jared, thanks for your time. Congrats on the great season, man.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you.